So, good afternoon, everyone. So, are you all ready with our literature class for today?
Yes,
Yeah, all
ma'am.
right. I see some of you are ready. So, of course, to start our lesson, let's look at this image. So, come to think a moment, no, to observe them. Can anyone tell me what do these images make you think about, and what feelings or ideas do they bring to you? You may write it in call messages, ha, or you may also raise your hand if you want to share. All right, we have here Rina Sanchez.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Based on the picture po, I think, I'm not sure, but they look exactly the same. But one of the roads just feels, and I don't know, less travel.
All right, that's a good one observation, no? And we also have here Miss Anwada. I think the image uh, depicts choices in life. Po. Right? That's a great observation, no? I see. You are already thinking about choices and you know what lies ahead. Now, thinking about this image and those ideas that you have you ever found yourself facing a moment where you had to make a really important decision, whether it's big or small? You don't have to share what the decision was, but just a quick yes or no, and if it was easy or hard ba. You can share it in call messages or yes, Rina. How about the others? Okay, we also have here Cherry. Definitely all the time. It was hard. We also have Marielle, yes. So thank you, no, for sharing. It sounds like we all have experience with those moments, just like the path in these pictures. And that brings us perfectly to where we are going to explore today. Because today we are going to explore a poem by Robert Frost titled The Road Not Taken. Alright, so please listen carefully, ha, and make sure that you have something to answer for our literature class today. It may be through in call messages or you may raise your hand button. Alright, so before we read anything, let's just look at this title, The Road Not Taken. So I want you to pause and think, what might this poem be about? I'm going to ask each of you, ha, to type a quick answer in the chat, just a short phrase or a sentence. Again, um, what might this poem be about? Yes, we have here Rachel. It is a big life choice like career or moving, right? That's a good one. We also have Apple here choosing between two paths, right? From the title itself, no, it seems like that. So that's a great thoughts, no? I see ideas about life choices, change, and I see that you're already thinking deeply. So now let's see how the poet expresses this. Now I'll read the first stanza of the poem aloud, so just listen and absorb how it sounds, ha? Like the rhythm, the tone, and the emotions, okay? Alright. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Alright. So for stanza 2, I'd like Rina to read aloud for us. Next slide, please. I think Rina's connection is slow, so to make it fast, ako na lang magbasa. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. Okay, so for the stanza 3, I'd like Richelle to read it.
And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back.
Alright, thank you, Richelle. And for the stanza 4, I'd like Kriza to read it for us.
I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Alright, so thank you for that, everyone. No? So now, based on what you have read, tell me in one word, no? Just type it in call messages. What mood do you feel from this poem so far? Yes, we have here Richelle, reflective. That's right. What else? Oh, we also have here uncertain. So the speaker, no, is clearly thinking carefully. Like it's weighing a choice, and that's the mood we'll keep exploring. Now, I'm going to divide you into four groups. Each group will focus on one stanza. In your group, you have to quickly discuss the three questions about your stanza. First, what's happening? Like you have to summarize the main actions or events, and how does the speaker feel? Like describe the emotions, tone, attitude, and what's the theme or message. So you have 2 minutes for this discussion. Next slide, please. Okay. All right. So this is the groups in Apple. So you have 2 minutes for this discussion, and after that, I'll ask one representative from each group to share your group's ideas aloud. So here are the following members of each group. So please take a screenshot of it, and you may begin to discuss now with your groups. So your time starts now. So these are the question first, what's happening? Second, how does the speaker feel in the stanza? And then what's the theme or message in the stanza? Alright? So time is up. So are you all ready to present your answers, your discussion, or what you have discussed? Okay, so I guess you are ready. So first, let's hear from group 1. So who would like to volunteer? Who's your representative to share your answers? What did you find for stanza 1? Alright, Miss Glyza.
For
Alright, then
stanza one, basically the speaker is walking in this yellow wood, and he comes to a point where the road like splits into two different paths. So he stops for a pretty long time, just standing there, looking down one path as far as he can see, trying to figure out which way to go. So he sounds a bit bummed, and he can't try out both roads since he's just one person. So how does for the question, how does the speaker feel? We think he feels a bit stuck or hesitant because he's standing there for a long time, trying to decide if there's a sense of longing, like he wishes he could do both, but he knows he has to pick. So he's definitely in a thoughtful mood, really weighing his options. That will be all, ma'am.
all right, so excellent, no, very excellent. That was a really solid start. So I particularly liked how you pointed out the sense of, wistfulness right from the beginning, the feeling of wishing you could do both. And your idea about the difficulty of having to pick just one path is a perfect way to kick off our discussion. So good job, great group 1. All right, so now for the group 2, who would like to present the stanza 2?
Ako na please for group 2.
Okay, proceed, Miss Garcisa.
So for our group, like after looking at both, the speaker decides to take the other path. So he says it looked just as fair and maybe even had the better claim because it seems grassy and whatever. So like not many people had walked on it. But then he kind of corrects himself, saying that actually when you look closer, both paths were really worn. About the same, it's almost like he changed his mind right after thinking one was better. And he seems to be trying to convince himself about his choice. So like he wants to believe the path he took was special, but then there's also this little bit of uncertainty when he admits they were actually weren't equally. So he's thoughtful, but also maybe a little bit like, was my choice really that unique? So that's it. Po.
All right, thank you for that, group to know. You really hit on a really insightful point about the speaker trying to rationalize his choice, or perhaps, even convince himself that his path was distinct. So that self-correction in the stanza is so very important. And your theme about how initial perception of choices might not always match reality is spot on. So very well articulated, group 2. Now for the group 3, who would like to volunteer? Who would like to present? Okay, proceed, Miss Richelle.
For the group 2, which is the stanza 3. So what's happening in the stanza 3? The speaker observes that both roads were basically untouched that morning. They were covered in leaves and no one had walked on them yet to turn the leaves black. He then has this quick thought, oh, I kept the first for another day, like he could just come back later. But then he immediately realizes that in life, one decision leads to another and it's super unlikely he will ever actually get to return to that exact spot. For the question, how does the speaker feel? He has this fleeting moment of optimism or maybe just a thought that sounds good about coming back. But then it's quickly replaced by a realistic kind of sad realization that you can't really go back in life. He seems to feel the finality of his choice that once you pick a path, it's generally irreversible. And for the last question, what's the theme or message? We believe this stanza really emphasizes that most choices we make in life are pretty permanent. We might tell ourselves we can always revisit an old option, but life keeps moving and new decisions come up that take us further away from where we started. It's about the true weight and commitment that comes with making a decision. That's it.
All right, so that's a very great idea, group Tino. You've perfectly captured that universal feeling of hoping. You can go back only to realize the finality of decision. So your insights into the speaker's shift from a hopeful thought to that resigned realism about way leads on to way. So it's very powerful. So great work, no, on identifying that crucial. Same. Now for the group four, who would like to volunteer? Okay, we have here Marielle. No, not Marielle. We have Apple. Okay, proceed.
Okay, so for the group 4, and we analyze the last stanza, which is the stanza 4. So for the first question, what's happening? The speaker is imagining himself way in the future as years and years from now, telling the story of this exact moment. He'll be recounting how he found two roads in a wood, and he says he took the one less traveled by, and that choice made all the difference in his life. And for the second question, how does the speaker feel? So this part is really interesting because he says he'll tell it with sigh. The sigh could mean a lot of things, right? So it could be like a proud sigh, or because he took a unique path, or maybe a little bit sad because he wonders what the other path would have been like, or even just a deep breath of reflection. So it makes him sound very thoughtful and maybe a bit ambiguous about the actual outcome. And for the last question, what's the theme or message? We think the main idea here is about how our choices, even if they seem similar at the time, really do shape who we become and where we end up. And also, it's about the stories we tell about ourselves after we've made choices. So he's looking back and assigning meaning to his decision, suggesting that any path taken will eventually makes all the difference in some way, regardless of how less traveled it truly was. That's all po.
All right, so thank you, Group 4. No, so you've perfectly captured the, complexity and the lasting impact of that final stanza. And I really appreciate how you dove into the ambiguity of the sign, because that's a crucial point of interpretation in the poem. So you've gone beyond just what happened and really thought about the deeper implication of the speaker's reflection. So great job, everyone. You're making the poem really visible and, of course, meaningful. And, the speaker's tone and emotion here shift through the stanza, and we're seeing deeper ideas, no, na nag-emerge about life choices and their consequences. So now, again, looking back, let's focus on the final stanza again. Okay, so this is the final stanza, right? So now, take a moment, no, to think. What do you think the speaker is really saying here? Or does the word sigh sound proud ba, sad, or regret? So would you like to share something? Does it sound proud ba or sad? Yes, we have here, Cherry, a bit of both, maybe, like a proud sign of relief, but also a tiny bit of wondering what if. That's right, that's a good one, no? So that's the beauty of this poem, because that little word sign can mean so much, and if it's happy ba, or if it's regretful or unsure. So probably a bit of all the three. Now, to check our understanding, before that, do you have questions or clarifications with our class?
None po, miss.
Alright, so if it's none, then I have a question, to check our understanding. So, based on your understanding about the poem, what do the two roads in the poem actually represent? What do you think? You can type it in info messages. Right, we have here Apple. They represent different choices or paths someone can take in their life, not literally roads. Definitely not. So what else? Big decisions. That's right. So that's a great idea, no? Because these roads are only a metaphor. Because the speaker isn't just choosing a forest path, literally, not just literally, no, but he's choosing between two life decisions. So I think it's very clear, no, to you what does the poem mean. So now I have our assessment. All right, so this is our assessment, the road I see. So based on your understanding on our discussion, our class for today, for your next task, I want you to create a visual artwork that express your understanding of Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. So your work should show your personal interpretation of the poem's theme, and you may also use any medium you prefer, either drawing, painting, collage, mixed media, or digital art. And along with your art, you should include a brief description, like 1 or 2 sentences explaining your concept and how it relates to the poem. So make sure that your work is original and thoughtful. So the deadline for the submission is May 30 at 11:59, and please be sure to submit your artwork on time through Google Class. So for our rubric, let's look at how your work will be assessed. Okay, so this is our rubric. This is holistic rubric. So in excellent, we have 17 to 20 points. In proficient, we have 13 to 60 points. In developing, we have 9 to 12 points, and then beginning 0 to 8 points. So you should consider this rubric on your artwork. So do you have questions, clarifications about our assessment? So I guess silence means none, no? So I think you really understood our class for today. So great job today, class. And remember, every choice you make matters, even the small one. So that's all for our class for today. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you and God bless.